guys, welcome back to the 12 Days of Anime. I'm Val from ValK Inc. And if you know me from my Twitter account, you will know, of course she's talking about this. Let's talk about Kakegurui. Kakegurui is a gambling anime, except it's not. I'll explain in a minute. Basically, the setup to this one is there is this rich private academy that has all of the elite of Japan, the children of these multimillionaires who go to this academy, and this academy had to figure out how to keep all of these children out of trouble because when you have that much money and that much youth, you will get into trouble. So they've set it up so that this academy has a complete gambling arena associated with it. So everyone has to participate in these gambling games, they get to use their family's money, and if you are better at gambling, the better your odds are in life, and you might get better job opportunities outside of the academy. And because you have to gamble inside of the academy, it's fun and thrilling, and they won't get into trouble in the outside world. It's a ridiculous setup. This is probably a show best described as anime bullshit, and it's so fun to watch. It is ridiculous to watch, in fact, and that is why I like it. This is the kind of anime where you can kind of turn off your brain and just enjoy the ridiculous events happening before you. Weirdly cathartic to watch. It's fun to watch all of these rich, snobby characters get ruined. And I know that probably makes me a bad person in a little way, but I'm okay with that. The story of the first episode starts out with Ryuta, who is this male character, and he loses in a gamble in the very first 5 minutes, and he reaches pet status. Pet status in the academy means that you have lost so much money, you're in debt, and you have to wear a little tag that says, I think, Mickey or some other pet name, like a dog or a cat, and you are shunned by your peers and you have to do whatever they tell you to do, kind of like a slave, almost, to the debt world. And it is sad and pathetic and you're a loser. So he has this tag and he's being taken over by the one who basically trumped him, which is this girl named Mary. This is not our main character, they are part of the main cast, but our main character comes in and that is Yumiko. And Yumiko is this girl who is very sweet, brand new to the school, comes in, everyone thinks she's beautiful and lovely, and then she starts gambling. And this is where the show gets fun. Basically, the whole show has this setup, and all of these characters are very careful about their gambling. Everyone is looking to win, and people are looking to cheat each other because it's also encouraged in the school that you have to be able to cheat others and recognize cheaters because that's how the business world operates outside of the academy. I don't know, it's what they say, it's just part of the edginess of the show. And Yumiko comes in, and despite her appearance, Yumiko is this bastion of chaos. She doesn't care whether she wins or loses, she just wants a really good gamble or a really good fight. Basically, she is just enjoying whatever kind of chaos she can spread, and she is terrifying when she gambles. And it's fun to watch. This show is kind of like a mix of Kaiji and Death Parade and Kill la Kill. That is the best way I can describe this. Now, for anyone looking to watch the show, if you are a legitimate gambler and you really like different gambling games and you like the high stakes of different rule sets, you're not gonna like this anime, because all of the gambling games in this anime aren't real games. They are these setup games from the student body and the student council because they can make their own rules, and that's kind of how they build the gambling world in this academy. And so it's not really a lot about the actual gambling. It's more about the stakes that these characters have and psychologically how much it bothers them when they win or lose. So yeah, stick to Kaiji or some other traditional gambling show. This one actually reminds me a lot of an old manga called Defense Devil and Death Parade, the anime that was out a few years ago, because it's more like these crazy matches with these weird rule sets, and you're watching these characters try to outsmart each other. Some of them, the games are really well set up. You're like, okay, that's a very, logical rule base, I understand that. The games are kind of crazy, the way the characters cheat is even crazier, the way Yumiko trumps them is the craziest. This is definitely more on the side of what people call anime trash, and I don't care because it's enjoyable. Yumeko becomes infamous, and she doesn't care whether she wins or loses. If she wins a lot, she's fine with that. If she loses a lot, she's even better with that, because when you reach pet status and you get a tag, you're allowed to challenge the student council. And it's her goal to have the craziest bets and have the craziest gambling experiences because she loves gambling. And the best way to do that is to challenge the student council, which is made up of the people with the most money and the best gambling abilities. So it definitely has that kind of Kill la Kill setup where you're going through the student council and you're figuring out how to defeat everyone. The other part of this show that is so entertaining is the voice actress for Yumeko. Her name is Sayori Hayami, I believe. She is amazing in this role. She has so much charisma as this character, and she has this incredible range. Yumeko can go from very demure to very sexual to very aggressive, and there is no question about who this character is, even in this incredible range. And she just does an amazing job. I know I've heard her in other things, but I think this is definitely one of her standout performances. There are instances where this show becomes uncomfortable. This show pushes things and it messes with people's faces. It'll make things really sexual in these really odd situations, which makes things even more uncomfortable. And yet as a viewer, you're just sitting there like, oh, that girl's crazy, but I gotta see how this turns out. And that's what's so fun about this. I was actually looking forward to every episode that was coming out every week because I wanted to see what kind of weird situation or weird game Yumeko would play next. And then there are other characters that are trying to make enough money that once they reach outside of school, they can become things like idols or millionaires on their own, or they just want to be left alone. The main thing that's so stunning is the visuals. They're sharp and weird, and there's bright colors, and there's this beautiful opening sequence done by the same woman that did the opening sequence for Yuri on Ice and Persona 5. She's amazing. I'll put her name here because I don't remember offhand. There's this normal life and then super drama of the game. Speaking of normal life, the only parts of this series that you actually watch are the gambling portions. You don't have to deal with any of the schoolwork. You don't even see the teachers in this school. I think the bell rings and they're out, and then it's Gambling World. And it's Gambling World that you're gonna watch. So yeah, this one ended up being really fun. It's really out there, and yes, I admit it is trashy, but it's the kind of trashy I love, so I'm good with that. The only sentence I ever read about it before I started watching it was, if you're in the mood for something weird, watch Kakegurui. And that was enough to sell me on it. So that is it for today's 12 Days of Anime. I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks, and hi to all my subscribers. You guys rock. I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys. Mwah.